Have you ever wondered why dealing with narcissistic parents feels like living in a world that makes no emotional or many times mental sense? Today, we're diving into 10 of the strangest, most confusing things narcissistic parents do. Things that can leave their children feeling lost, guilty, or even questioning their own reality. I'm Jerry Wise. And for over 45 years, I've helped hundreds of thousands of people get their narcissistic and dysfunctional families out of them so they can finally reclaim their true self and find clarity, peace, and lasting freedom. So let's get into it. Number one, they compete with their own children. Instead of celebrating their child's accomplishments, narcissistic parents often compete with them. If their child gets praise, they'll quickly shift the spotlight. Oh, you think that's impressive? When I was your age, dot, dot, dot. It's not about support, it's about control over who gets the admiration. Often, a narcissistic parent will compete with their children over looks, talents, money making ability, intelligence, or even spirituality. My own mother could not accept that I was spiritual in my own way, but wanted me to be religious in her way. But she would do it from a superior position. Her way was the best, everyone else's was inferior. If she did not agree, she would stay superiorly quiet. Have you ever gotten that sense before? And you know that feeling? Someone being superiorly quiet? They're kind of looking down on you and but not wanting to disagree with you, but kind of that knowing, you're really not as smart as you think you are. You're really not believing or thinking in the right things. And I'm sure many of you have experienced that. Number two, they rewrite reality. Narcissistic parents are masters at revisionist history. They'll retell events to make themselves look good and their children look ungrateful or dramatic. You might hear, that's not how it happened. You're remembering it wrong, even when you know it's true. I know of many clients who have told me after they were adults, they would bring up abuse by a parent to the other parent or to the offending parent themselves. You can guess the many ways they denied the reality and changed history. I know I could be strict at times, but you were just so out of control. Or, it was a difficult time for me. It was not as bad as you remember. I was not abusive. I was parenting in a tough love way. That discipline was normal then. Maybe not today, but back then that was accepted. Or they might even say, you're just nuts. And all of those are a wrong answer. Of course, the right answer is to say, I may not remember everything that happened when you were a child. If you recall that, I am ever so sorry that that happened. I hope you will forgive me. And I have moved on to try to make myself a better person. Now, a narcissist is never going to say that. Number three, they expect emotional parenting from their kids. Instead of being the caregiver, they often expect their children to soothe, comfort, and validate them. You might end up playing the therapist role for your parent, something no child should ever have to do. Some clients have spent years caring for their adult parents since childhood. Names and situations are changed, but I'm going to recall after my client turned 40, he was still taking care of an under-functioning father. His father was divorced from his mother many years ago, His father was an attorney, but could not manage money or his life at all. He became a very successful architect, the son. His father said, "You know, the $1,000 I contributed to your education, you should remember that you owe me to take care of me in my old age." His education cost $100,000. His father donated $1,000. Not that that's nothing, but he was wanting to express that he owned his son still, and his son still owed him. He even said this literally to his son. So guilt and shame were used to control his son many decades into his adulthood. He finally began to set himself free with good coaching and learning about the work of self differentiation. I think of self differentiation work as my own advanced learning and practice beyond my beginning recovery and codependency recovery. Number 4, they turn everything into a performance. Family dinners, social media posts, even moments of love, they're all part of the act. Narcissistic parents perform affection for others to see, but behind closed doors, it's a different story. Narcissists can be great actors when they need to be, showing affection on cue, showing empathy when people are watching, explaining how healthy parents should be when others are listening. They can even try to look good by mediating conflicts when others are watching. And again, at family dinners, at family reunions, at public outings, PTA meetings, at church, at the mosque, synagogue, or the temple, they can act in a certain respectable way. Narcissists can mirror what they see, but they don't truly feel it. But they know the right script. So they seem healthy or spiritual or healthy as a parent or a friend or a coworker. But it's only skin deep. I try to help adult children of narcissists to resist getting upset over their parents' narcissistic personality disorder or their narcissistic traits. It does not do any good to get upset. Recognizing their behaviors is enough. Taking it personally is exactly what the narcissist wants to have happen. It also keeps you glued and enmeshed to them. Don't try to change them or get them to understand, or send them videos to educate them about their narcissism. It will do little good, and you will be disappointed and sad once again. Number 5, they punish independence. The main problem narcissistic parents have is that children grow up. When a child starts thinking, feeling, and deciding for themselves, narcissistic parents can see it as a threat. They might react with guilt trips, cold silence, or even emotional sabotage. Their message: you're only safe when you need me. Never share with them your journey with a therapist or a coach or a people helper or social worker. This will trigger them and often cause a negative backlash. They are not looking for positive growth and don't feel you should either. The only thing you need is them. Number 6, they use guilt like a weapon. They'll say things like, "After all I've done for you, you'll miss me when I'm gone." It's not about genuine connection. It's about emotional control. In families, emotions are shared, traded, loaned, borrowed, and flow through all of the family members. This is what I call the family super self and the family's emotional Wi Fi. It's not about being rational, reasonable, or logical in dysfunctional families. It's about balancing all of these ever flowing and often negative emotions that must be controlled, shifted to others, and acted out. A suggestion: if a parent ever tries to shame or guilt you by saying, "You'll miss me when I'm gone," "You know I won't be here forever, so do what I say or want," is kind of the message. I would suggest a calm, neutral, not mean response of, "Well, Dad, that's what I have a therapist for. I'm sure I will get over you being gone. I hope so. It's unhealthy for grief to last forever for anyone." I have a few more strange things narcissistic parents do. If you want to really heal, really find wholeness, then join my Road to Self program or the free self differentiation training. Number 7, they play the victim. When confronted, narcissistic parents often flip the script. "You're just so ungrateful. You've changed." They cast themselves as the wounded one, forcing their children to back down or apologize. Or they may say, "Well, I was only trying to help." Or, "Why are you always angry at me? What have I done? I hope you are proud of the changes you've made," them saying it sarcastically. "I had to suffer all this abuse from your father to raise you. Since you want to visit with your wife's family for Christmas, I guess we don't matter anymore. I figured that would happen when you married Amanda." Don't fall for the victim role. They only want to draw you in tighter and increase the enmeshment or preserve it. Since you are their emotional supply, they don't want to share you with anyone. Number 8, they have a golden child and a scapegoat. To keep control, they divide their children into roles. The golden child can do no wrong. The scapegoat is blamed for everything. It keeps siblings from uniting and keeps the narcissistic parent at the center. I must admit, most of that is done unconsciously. Narcissistic parents will even say negative things about how a sibling feels about you to poison you in your relationship with that sibling. Often, let's say about 80% of sibling rivalry is much more created by the parents than real conflict between the siblings. The golden child must bring in value and a good image to the family because of a lack of it in the parents. And a scapegoat must be the trash bin for the family to keep the family emotionally stabilized, but neither child created either of these conditions. Number 9, they invade your boundaries. They might read your messages, criticize your relationships, or demand to know everything about your life. But if you pull back, they will say, "Oh, you're being selfish or uncaring or rude or offensive." Boundaries feel like betrayal to them. Asserting boundaries is felt as an attack in a narcissistic or dysfunctional family. Narcissistic parents do not see any need for you to have boundaries. They need you boundaryless, so you will remain their supply. They need to invade and have access to any part of your life, so they will feel important and able to control you. Number 10, they rewrite love as obedience. To a narcissistic parent, love isn't mutual, it's conditional. They'll say, "If you really love me, you do what I want." Their affection depends on compliance, not connection. Narcissistic parents believe you are loving them by having no boundaries, complying with their wishes, wants, needs, and demands, checking with them about your life's decisions who to marry, what house to buy and where, major purchases, travel plans, fashion choices, etc., etc. If you don't do these things, there is no other paradigm or way of viewing love for them. They don't feel love in a healthy way or love for love's sake. So anything contrary to obeying them is not love. If any of this sounds familiar, you're not crazy and you're not alone. Understanding these strange behaviors is the first step towards freeing yourself from them. If you're ready to finally break free and start living with clarity, peace, and a grounded connection to your true self, then join my Road to Self program. Many who've joined say it was the missing piece in their healing journey, the step that finally helped them get their family out of them and stand strong as their true self. Not sure if the Road to Self program is for you right now? Then start with my free 84-minute self-differentiation training. Over 30,000 people have joined the free training as their first step. Click the links in the description below to get started. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and be wise.